Dude, don't eat the toffee. Up the street from the statue stands the town's museum that Mona's dad manages. It was the first building to be built in the town. Built to be the first place that a community came together. The first place they could share their ideas, dreams, and shape the town's future. Like the museum itself, those dreams have long been forgotten. The dream has woken up, late for work, stubbed its toe on the cat, and is now having cold, lumpy porridge for breakfast. The building hides its glory days under the grime of time. The back of the museum leads directly into the forest. Mona comes running out of the trees, still in a sweaty, scared state. She looks as though she has run in a straight line through whatever brambles, bushes, animals or trees got in her way. A small squirrel has a shocked look on its face and is currently hanging on to Mona's head. As Mona stops to catch her breath, the squirrel takes this chance to run back into the woods. Mona walks around to the front of the museum, now using the crutch she has been carrying. She picks leaves and twigs out of her hair and teeth. At the far end of town, she sees her dad chained to the statue, pulling against it. That weird sight calms her a little. She doesn't want to be seen by Dad, so ducks into the nearest shop. It's the shop called Souvenirs, Sweets and Stuff, next to the gardening shop called Not Just Gardening Supplies, which mainly just sells gardening supplies. Inside Souvenirs, Sweets and Stuff, half of the shop is full of wonky cheap souvenirs and ick-bad looking candy. The other half of the shop is full of large photographs of the forest. Stunning photos showing off the majesty of what a mystical place the woods can be. Mona stares at them, temporarily lost in the beauty. Ping! Her phone pings to show a notification from her message app. It's from Terry and it reads, "We still BBFFS? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Worried emoji face." Attached is a photo of him in class with a begging face. In the background, Mrs. Miggles, an old warm round teacher that can have short explosive blasts of authority, points to the whiteboard. Another ping from Terry. "You alive? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Worried emoji face." Attached is a photo of Terry with a dead, tongue-out face. In the background, Mrs. Miggles looks displeased. Another ping. It reads, "Mrs. Miggles asked where you were at, so I covered. You have to pretend to poop yourself in class every few hours when you're back. Said you had bum troubles. I can do the same." Smiley emoji face. Mona cringes. Attached is a photo of Terry, winking, and an angry Mrs. Miggles is just about to grab him in the background. Another ping alerts Mona to open her school class group page on the app. It has a thread started by Darren with a photo of Mona at the top that Darren has drawn some yellow monster eyes, teeth and horns on. It says Mona's Monsters. Underneath, he has posted various animals, all of them with Mona's face and at least one leg missing. The rest of the class have posted reaction shock emojis beneath it. Another little death for Mona's confidence. Another ping And message from Terry. Don't look on the class message page. Bracket, no reason. BTW, I believe you about the monsters. This guy would believe too. BBFF. The photo attached is now him outside the principal's office, giving a thumbs up. There is a link to an online video. Mona clicks on it. The video starts. A full-on assault hits your eyes and ears. Too colourful, too loud, too many popping animated graphics. It's like being in the washing machine on the super spin boil setting with glowing radioactive socks, high-vis vests and disco lights. Animated monstrous letters that have teeth and claws and tentacle frenetically bounce around the screen. They get entangled and bump into each other until they form the words Cryptid Bruhs and dance in place to some high-tempo, almost musical keyboard noise. Cut to a handheld camera following an athletic surfer dude running through the dark woods. He gives the vibe of a children's TV presenter crossed with a chill bro. His clothes resemble a traditional hunter's outfit, but the camouflage is in neon colours and could only blend in if the surroundings were day-glow cotton candy lit up by blinking fluorescent lighting. His thick, long, curly hair jumps around chaotically free. He has a shoulder holster across his chest full of brightly coloured protein drink bottles.
Super boom excited today, dudes. Eric, my camera broski, and moi, Mr. Joey Crypto Broly, and in the Kentucky woods, peeping looks for the Piglet Man, dude.
A booming graphic with the word Kentucky and a comically bad animated drawing of a Piglet Man flash, pop and bang across the screen.
He's a well-famed cryptid down here in the south who hangs at his broasis under a bridge and chills in the forests. For any newbies playing the catch-up, he's an info drop on the cryptids.
A jumpy cartoon plays to illustrate Joey's voiceover.
Cryptozoology is a study of hidden creatures. Not the boring kind of study though. We out looking for what some peeps call myths or monsters, like Nessie and Bigfoot and the Mexican Bromingo. We know they're for real, but they haven't yet been spied by those science guys. The hidden monster dudes are called cryptids. Sweet?
Back to a smiling Joey.
And we are going to discover us some cryptids. You and me and Eric, hanging with them. Chill out with a snow yeti. Get our hair braided by a Medusa. We are going to make some new crypto bro pals.
Joey clicks his fingers and Eric, who is behind the camera, puts his fist out so they can bump. Joey swigs a bright pink protein drink that he then puts back in his shoulder holster. Animated graphics of the drink squirt on the screen as he sells them to us.
Super smooth smoothie. All the yums plus a bio burst. Guys, you gotta get in on this power pop protein drink.
Joey clicks his fingers as a cue to Eric. Eric swings the camera around to show a close-up of his face to deliver his contractually obligated line. It pops your power with protein. His laid-back smile is not as convincing as Joey's. He points the camera back at Joey.
We leave these bad boys out and open as bait for our shy shadow pals. They are all about the sweet stuff. Order from the link below.
A high-pitched squeal, oink oink scream cuts the air, rattling the leaves off the trees and stops the crew in their tracks. They run giddily towards it.
And the chase is on, dudes. Gonna need that protein power pop now. Sub if you want to see the rest of this chase. Like and ding. Don't forget to DM me any pics or tips so I can check out the cryptids in your area. We can find them together. Show them to the world on my Chan. Keep up, Eric. Crypto Bros out.
More vomit-inducing, quick, punchy graphics appear on the screen. The monster letters dance back on and into place to spell Cryptid Bruhs again. Direct message details, protein drink links, and other vids to click on flash. Mona clicks to write a direct message. Behind her, a figure creeps closer. Mona's message reads, "We have a cryptid. It howls outside my window. It comes from the forest. I saw it. It's big. It's not a wrestling rhino. I think it's trying to eat me. There was another weird person following it. He had a pointy hat and a wiggly black pug demon thing with him. Please help." Who has a demon pug? Can I get one? Mona spins, confronted by the stalking shadow. It's Alice, who owns the shop and any room she is in. She holds herself as if she knows your secret, but would never tell. Mona is still shaken by all she has seen. Her mind mumbles out scattered words. "A monster in the forest, been howling, I saw it, and a man and a devil rat. Just now, reels, but no one is going to believe I saw a freaker because they think I'm a freaker." Alice smiles. She does that easy and often. Don't stress it out. People think I'm a weirdo too. People are stupid. Mona's brain is running too hot. "But it was a monster, and I know you won't believe it, and I know my classmates will laugh, and I know Dad will be worried, and I know because of Mummy will want to send me to see a doctor, and I know..." Alice puts her hand on Mona's arm as if she physically needs to stop her spinning. "You know a lot. Must be quite full in your head." Mona shrugs, still emotionally dizzy, as she tries to pick a normal memory to focus on through the crazy that has just happened to her. Alice turns to face the forest photos as a cue to Mona to do the same, literally wanting Mona to turn away from any confusing thing that she is seeing in her mind and face something real in the room. Alice's voice is a call to the calm. "I saw you looking at my photos earlier. When I get super stressed, I take my camera and I go out to the woods. It helps to quiet my head thunder. Forest stresses me most, and now I know for sure what's in there. Monsters!" Mona involuntarily shivers as she begins to fast spin inside again. "Do the photos make you stressed when you look at them now?" Alice stops Mona's inner spin. Mona looks at the pictures. The lush green trees look majestic but familiar, connecting her psyche to ancient memories of living in harmony with the land, peaceful and in balance, undisturbed, unburdened. "No, they are beautiful." Alice does one of her inclusive smiles. "Hell yeah! I wish more people with lots of money to buy my photos, thought that too. Most people around here take our wonderful scenery for granted. I try to capture the wonder of what I see." Mona has a light bulb moment. Clear, sharp. She whispers to herself, "Capture what I see." A plan starts to assemble itself in her mind. Alice knows she has helped Mona steer out of the giddy spin. Now she wants to keep on helping. It's what she does. "You like hard butter toffee?" Alice hands Mona a wrapped candy from the counter. It looks almost homemade, if you're not very good at making stuff at home. Mona tries to bite into the toffee. She may as well be biting into a glacier. "I made it myself. They are nice and sugary, but I'm still messing with the recipe. It's a bit crunchy," Alice confesses. Mona, not wanting to be critical to the nice lady, just nods and shrugs through the pain. It seems like a nondescript action that won't be taken as a negative or a positive. The amount of sugar in the uber-sweet solid mass is enough to numb her tongue. But it does inspire another light bulb idea. Plan completely assembled. "How many bags will $5 get me?" "You like it?" Alice now looks surprised. Gleeful, then suspicious. Well, if you really do like it, it's your lucky day. We have a closing down sale. I've been trying to offload it to the rest of the town. I may have overestimated its popularity and my cooking skills. Behind the counter there are boxes and boxes of unsold, unloved, unbreakable hard toffee. Outside of the shop, Mona finds every bit of free space in her bag to stuff more hard toffee, her pockets and her clothes already bursting with it. Thanks, this is just what I needed. Alice sees Mona's dad walking his bike up the street. He is hobbling a bit. His clothes are torn and dirty as he has some war wounds from freeing himself from the chain captor. Hey, is that your dad, that handsome writer history guy? Huh? Handsome? No. Clearly Alice is picturing the wrong person, Mona thinks. Dad squints and then confirms his sighting. He waves a Save Bushy leaflet angrily at Mona, who has her back to him. Alice starts nodding for Mona to turn around. Maybe you better beat your feet. Banana split? Slip slideways, Sally? Mona has no idea what Alice is saying or doing. You feeling okay? Is this an old person ailment? Should I call someone? Old? Kid? You are on your own. Alice backs off, leans against the doorway, ready to watch the ensuing drama. She points over Mona's shoulder. Mona turns to see Dad looking down at her with a mix between concern and ire. Mona has a natural fear response and defense reaction to tell Dad everything that has happened, but her brain tries to force all the words out of her mouth all at once. There was a monster in the forest and he roared and I ran at a chipmunk. Cryptids are real, a guy sent to on the internet, genuine. Want to try to say that again in English? I don't speak mumbled excuse, says a stern Dad. Alice wants to make peace. She doesn't like war, but always thought she would make a good army general. Hi, you are her dad, right? The history guy. You managed to save the statue yet? Dad's eyes meet Alice's in a grown-up way. Not yet. Still trying. You've been leading my daughter astray. Alice gazes back deeper, showing her that this town is special. So are some of the people. Alice gives a secret smile to Dad. He secret smiles back. Mona doesn't get it, but she doesn't like it. Say, do you want to join the Thorntown Historical Society? You could be the first member. And last, better get in before it likely disbands Saturday. Dad offers a Save Bushy leaflet to Alice. If you cook me dinner as a welcome, I would think about it. Alice takes a Save Bushy leaflet. Mona is not liking the vibe these two are sharing. Why are they talking like that? It's not what they are saying, it's how they are saying it. Like they are sharing a secret. It's how they are moving, like they are lighter than they were moments before. She has seen Dad act like this before, a long time ago. When he talked to Mum, when Mum smiled, a long time ago. We need to go. You have to discipline me elsewhere. Mona drags Dad away. Dad gets on the bike as Mona stands on the back wheel pegs. Alice waves them off elegantly. Mona looks back with an accusing eye, unsure of what she's accusing her of, but hoping it lands anyway. Mona finally looks forward as they go out of sight. She notices Dad's ruffled and dirty shirt. What happened to your clothes, Dad? Preserving history, offers Dad. Again, comes Mona's flat reply. You going to school while you aren't at school and are causing your dad a slight aneurysm? At normal speed would be better, says a now calm Dad. Mona opens her phone and writes a message to Terry, which reads, Can you get out of school and meet me at mine in half an hour? Mona needs an excuse for Dad, one that won't worry him or get in the way of a newly formed plan. She decides to keep it simple. Sorry, I got stressed. Dad pulls an instant panic face. You have to tell me, mate. Whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, Remember what the doctor said. Don't bottle anything up like your mum. It doesn't help. Mona realises that may have been too simple an explanation. Bing! Terry messages back. School has windows. What we doing? It's accompanied by a photo of him opening a school window in class. In the background, Miss Miggles sits at her desk and squints at Terry suspiciously. This is the look that most adults in and out of school give Terry on most occasions. Not without reason. Mona needs to calm Dad's worry, but still needs to find free time to carry out her new scheme. I know, I am working on it. Maybe I should stay home today? Mona offers a solution to both problems. Okay, but you are, grounded? Not that you go out of the house ever, but you defo can't now. That doesn't seem like much of a sanction. Never had to punish you before. Any suggestions? Dad is too relieved to question anything. Mona messages Terry back. We are going hunting. Chores, Dad. I will clean the attic. Mona decides to use her punishment as another step in her scheme. Ping! Message back from Terry. For what? Attached is a photo of him running from the school and an open window in the background with a red-faced Mrs. Miggles shouting out of it, spitting and reaching for him. Dad accepts the suggested punishment as he doesn't really know how to be a prosecutor or prison warden. Okay, clean the attic, yeah, do that. If anyone asks, I came up with that idea. I'll drop you off, change my clothes, get a new bike lock, and then go back to the museum. You think you can stay out of trouble until I get home tonight? Sure thing, Dad. Mona replies with a fake smile in her voice. Mona's message back to Terry reads, We are hunting monsters!